Check this out here. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I thought I would follow a tutorial on how to draw a specific snow landscape. So yeah, let's get on with the video. So since I'm doing a sort of like video, sort of like following a tutorial, I thought you would get a voiceover made too, because there is like some talking from the tutorial. And I just want to be sure that I can do this. I mean, I've done Procreate so much. I've learned so much from it, but I thought it's time to sort of lay a foundation so then I could grow and be the amazing digital artist that I know I can be. Today it really tested the limits, especially the tree part, which I won't get into it, but right now I'm just putting in the palette, getting it ready to go. And you will hear some of my voice, but it'll be mostly voiceover because the tutorial sort of overlaps with my talking, and I think it would be too much. But you get this version of me, and you also get the other version of me. But when I pause it specifically, then you could hear what is actually happening. So I used this tutorial, Art with Flow. I'll link it below. And it is a good tutorial on basic stuff like shadow, and this winter illustration is really good for beginners, especially if you want to get into shadowing and stuff. It's not that hard, you just have to keep on using alpha lock and stuff. I went back and forth and back and forth, try to figure out a way and also sort of make it my own, even though I'm following landscape here. Never actually done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm kidding, I have done this before. I don't know about this color here. Okay, anyways. The canvas is 3000 by 2000 pixels. I'm gonna start by going to the studio, brush here.
This is the first color and the second brush.
Now we're gonna do the snow layout. So you want your opacity to be 100 and your size to be 10, and you want it to sort of look like a winter landscape. And I don't know how to link the color palettes I use, but I don't know, some way I'll figure out how to actually do that. But until then, it's just like basic blues and dark blue, light blue, purple. I really love using the color purple a lot. And this part was really good, but the tree part, I was kind of iffy about it. But you know, it's not perfect, it's art. But everything has to be in a separate layer, then you could easily use alpha lock and add more shadow. That's literally the basics of Procreate, is just putting layers and layers, and the only problem is you don't know which layer you actually put it in, so it's sort of like you have to find where it is, and then you just basically put the shadow. It's pretty easy and simple. You just put the light blue, just layer it sort of in a way that looks like it's a landscape. And the whole point of the landscape is to illustrate some sort of type of art. And since it's winter, I thought it would be like a good idea to do this. And even though it did have some little tiny setbacks here and there, so you can see an ad playing through. So just add a layer here on the blue layer, and then add a lighter one, and just layering it, putting it on top of each other. Right here you can see that we're sort of layering it on the top of each other, so then we can easily add shadows and stuff to it. It's pretty simple, and I think it's pretty easy to create like an art that is like that you're really proud of. But as I start following more tutorials, I get used to it. But now it seems like I'm sort of like in the middle of something that is way bigger than myself, and just finding a grasp of it. And I don't know, I myself on this drawing to be perfect, but it wasn't perfect. But I really like how it's turning out so far. And then next you have to add that black background there, so it's sort of like a landscape. So then the sky is very important. So there I just used a soft brush. She used a soft brush too, and just like lightly like brushed it, like adding the brush there. It's great that they have this search in Procreate. It's really helpful to find like brushes and stuff. Like, who wants to go back and forth finding one brush? I know that's really exhausting, and just looking at it, just thinking. And I took so much time on this. I mean, the brush didn't actually turn out how I wanted it to be. I think there was a lot of problems with it. I don't think I picked the right brush for it. It's supposed to be like a soft airbrush. It's supposed to be very, very big and thick, and it's great for adding the detail, which was mostly the point of this whole thing. Just finding and grasping it. It was sort of hard at the beginning to figure out what exactly that I like to do. How exactly I want this art to feel like me and not necessarily too abstract. But I'm trying to figure out a way to like learn new skills with art, because that's what I'm trying to do in 2026. Trying to take my art to the next level, because I always do the same exact thing, and just I needed a change in everything. And I think that this soft brush, I really like it a lot. And I don't know, I think I tried to maximize the size. That did help a bit. I think I ended up making the size a little more bigger. I think that was more helpful. And I think you should do it too, because the brush is usually so small and you have to expand it and stuff like that. And then I added a pink here, sort of like an accent color. See, I saw something wrong with this, because she didn't use the exact same brush as me. So I had to like figure out what exactly to do and figure out if it was actually worth it. And seeing it as if I'm using the soft brush, and it was pretty like fierce right there. You can see like I like it so much. I mean, I like using this brush. I mean, I should use it more often. I think it's especially useful for like if you want to create a sunset, if you want to create a shadow on water and stuff. I would be happy to do a tutorial on how exactly I did this art. I mean, I did something that's unimaginable. I did actually do another tutorial on like sort of like I really liked it. But then I sort of resisted, but now I'm like, maybe I'll do more videos like this, trying to learn new skills of art if someone wants to take it to a next level. Because if you're bored of doing the same exact thing they do on Procreate and you want to sort of expand your portfolio and stuff, I do think that I'm gonna post this on Pixabay or Unsplash or one of those. I really think that I nailed this illustration. And it was sort of like I already had the skills that I already know how to use Procreate. It's not like I don't have any extensive knowledge or anything, but I really wanted to figure out a way to use this app to my full advantage and expanding that, and then who knows, it could open so many more doors that I didn't even know was there. So anyways, I'm adding this alpha lock here. Alpha lock is really the key to adding shadow, and it was really important, especially because this is sort of like we're getting like a snow environment here. There's shadow, there's color, there's light, there's darkness. It's sort of a combination of both. But I think I nailed this. I mean, this part of the tutorial, like, I nailed it. But the second half was like, I don't know, this what happened with the tree, I'll show you later, but it didn't turn out how I wanted it to be. But that's fine. So yeah, we're just seeing here. So now I'm just adding a white blur in the arts, and yep, adding more of that. So adding a little bit of a curve here. We're gonna add some light, sort of like a mint greeny color, and then we sort of like do that throughout the whole art. It's sort of like adding colors that are more vibrant to it, and then adding light, dark, adding darker to the green area down there, which I'm gonna do right now. So sort of adds a shadow, so sort of gives the illusion that it's actually like hills and mountains, and I really like that, and I'm sure I'm gonna add more shadow in my other arts too. So we'll see if I actually learned anything from this tutorial, but she was really good at articulating what exactly was going on in order for it to look like a shadow. And yeah, it's easy, it's simple. Just use alpha lock, use the airbrush. I think I used the airbrush, yeah. So use the airbrush for the whole thing, I think. It just adds a nice like shadow and adds sort of colors that you never thought was actually there. And it sort of adds the idea that there is a lot more colors in the dark, even in the light, but there's more like colors, which I love. I love colors. I love playing with colors, especially for this one. And I was really into it, and then this part. So this is what actually happened with the trees. It did not go well because I used the wrong brush, and I'm trying to figure out an alternative to tree brushes. Maybe I'll try to make my own, but it wasn't cutting it. So then I went back and forth and finally found a good brush online, and I don't know. I'll try to link it, but if I can't find it, then I'll let you know. But for Procreate, like, brushes can make a huge difference. The texture, everything that you do is based on the brushes. I mean, the whole idea that Procreate was built on brushes, and I don't know. And somehow it didn't turn out how I wanted it to be, but hers was so much better than mine's. But I really liked my result. And I did add the moon. I should have added the moon part actually. I don't know why you can see the whole thing, but I wasn't really doing much. I was trying to like mirror it exactly how I want it to be. She added shadows and stuff, and I don't know, it just felt like so much to do just for a illustration. So then later I just added my own stuff. So this is actually the version that I was talking about here. So here I just had some tree brushes. I actually did these myself, and adding this sort of like a line. I sort of used the same idea from what I learned from her and sort of interpreted my way, and I did add some shadows and stuff, so it made it sort of unique, and I really like it so much. And getting a grasp of it, it's easy. You just have to keep on using the brush and then deal with movement and stuff. And just like that, I was like, maybe, just maybe, this brush will help me create more and more things. A brush does make a huge difference, and if you have the money, you should definitely purchase brushes. I mean, I want to try to make my own brushes in Procreate. I know it's like a long shot, but I think I can make my own brush. I want to see how I can make a tree brush and other brushes, and then maybe eventually I'll have my own website where you guys can a huge part of this channel, and somehow I've driven away from it, and now I'm running towards it because now that I've watched the tutorial, I know there's so much more art that I can do to express myself, and I really do think that Procreate is one of the best programs for digital art. I mean, there isn't anything quite like it, but the only problem is it's not vectorized. So you can't really stretch it and make it, put it onto t-shirts and stuff, so you had to use another like software to do it, but I think that's pretty easy to do. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly to do it. Maybe, just maybe you can create a brush somehow, but I'll figure out a way. Once I do, then that would be the best looking tree brush you have ever seen. And now I'm gonna add some shadows to my tree and adding some depth effect to it and adding some color. I love playing with color and adding this and adding these purple brushes. I just liked it so much. So for this, I used the Moriarty. I don't know. I'm seeing what thing I'm using right here. I think I used a soft airbrush. I would say the best tool for anything that you need shadow is airbrush. And you can lower the opacity. I should have actually done that. So lowering the opacity would sort of made it look like a shadow. But I sort of added like some white on the trees and sort of like shadows because it makes it look realistic when you add shadows to anything, and then just improves the art just a little bit. So play with shadows, try to learn it, and it's pretty easy and simple. Just use alpha lock, then use soft airbrush, then you sort of lightly layer it on top of it. Alpha lock makes sure that it locks it in on the specific item, and then basically you can add all sorts of textures to it. You can add anything, but alpha lock is the way to go if you want to learn anything from this tutorial. Is that alpha lock is the key to using Procreate because it's mostly based on alpha lock, adding shadows, adding anything. And yeah, I should have actually added some of my other brushes that I've already created. I have a giraffe building. I should have added buildings. So I did create the buildings brush for myself. I do wish that I created my own brush set, maybe I might. Maybe that will be a project for the next time. But we'll see what I can do. So anyways, we're gonna continue with my art. Before I ramble on, I do think that I did a better job with these trees than I did before. Because what was the problem is the tree that I picked from a free brush set wasn't exactly what I wanted in a tree. You can see here, it's the regular trees, not like the evergreen or real trees. But the only problem was they were like put together, and I think I should have separated the trees, because trees I think shouldn't be together. I mean, even though it looks like trees, because in a way that is very like good. And then I added the snow here from the brush set, and yeah, I just add a little bit of winter text. I just lower the opacity so then you could see it more. It's sort of like, I think it's part of the illusion that it's snow. I actually should have just like Gaussian blurred it, but then I was like, I don't want it to ruin the texture and stuff, because sometimes Gaussian blur is good, sometimes it's bad, but just make sure that you know what you're doing with it, because it could instantly ruin your art. So yeah, I really enjoy just drawing this and just having fun with it. I've never actually done art in so long, and just doing this video feels like I should do more. So comment below if you have any ideas on what I should illustrate next. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and like this video, and comment down below what I should do next. And like so Instagram and YouTube knows that you're seeing my video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.